Hey folks, well today was a fun day. We just got done riding Ducati's SuperSport S. Now the SuperSport S is a everyday man's sport bike designed by Ducati. Back in the day, they used to make a nice air-cooled L-twin sport bike named the 900 SuperSport. You could do track days on it, you could do street bike riding on it, you could do a little bit of everything. Now, the new SuperSport, Ducati has put this vehicle in a more gentleman's class sport bike segment. Think Honda's VFR 750 and VFR 800. That is what this Ducati SuperSport is like in terms of class. Let's begin with the styling. We talked about it when we tested the Panigale V2. We've talked about it when we've ridden the Panigale V4. These Ducati aesthetic engineers, they do a great job. The styling and the appearance on this motorcycle is just awesome. I love that Panigale V4 S-esque front end with the LED running lights. This motorcycle looks awesome. I like the steel trellis frame that you can see poking out the top of the motorcycle on the side. This is a motorcycle that pays homage to where Ducati's been and where it is now. I really like the aesthetics of the motorcycle. Let's get into the powertrain. This vehicle is powered by Ducati's 937cc Testastretta L-twin. Testastretta means narrow head. This power plant is the same engine that Ducati used in its Hyper Motard 939. If you're an old school Ducati guy or gal, you're gonna like this powertrain because while the Panigale V2 and the Super Quattro L-twin engine configuration is a big high RPM horsepower rever, this thing is classic Ducati. It has good bottom end torque, good mid-range. You don't have to rev this engine to the moon to get decent acceleration out of it. This S specification SuperSport adds an electronic quick shifter, so it's much easier to go up and down through the 6-speed gearbox. You don't need to use the clutch lever. You just tap on the shift lever up or down and it goes into the next cog. Super slick, super nice. Speaking of electronics, in typical Ducati form, this vehicle has adjustable engine power modes. It has Ducati traction control. It has adjustable ABS modes. The instrument panel could be bigger. While I like it is a nice color TFT display, the actual surface area of the panel is just too small. The fonts are too small. Yes, it does have a fuel gauge, which is nice, but the instrument panel needs to be bigger. The menu navigation and the slickness of the switchgear also needs to be improved. There's way too much fumbling through the switchgear to get in the menu, then get out of the menu, then get out of that menu, then go to the home screen. Way too much button pushing on this motorcycle. Ducati could do really well if they invested more in their user interface. They really need to improve that. Handling. I really like the handling of this motorcycle. Now, where the Panigale V2 is designed for the circuit and more high-speed corner type riding, this motorcycle really squirts well off lower speed corners. Low to medium speed corners is where this bike really likes to be ridden. I really like the handling of it. I like how low you sit in the motorcycle. It almost feels like a Suzuki GSX-R where you're feeling really low in the motorcycle and it just turns left, right, left, right, left, right. Very agile, very composed handling. I like this up-spec Öhlins suspension on this motorcycle. I typically am not a big fan of Öhlins production suspension on Ducati's S model motorcycles, but the Öhlins suspension package on this motorcycle is very well calibrated. I like the light spring rate that Ducati used. This motorcycle is very comfortable around town, yet it still offers good support when I'm leaning on it through the turns here. One gripe is I wish the shock had a remote preload adjuster. If you want to change the ride height of the motorcycle, you have to do it the old-fashioned way. Now, this motorcycle has a 4.2 gallon fuel tank, which for general street riding and sport touring riding, that fuel tank capacity is just way too small. This thing needs to have a 5 gallon fuel tank if it's really going to hold its own in that type of environment. Also, where's the cruise control? For a motorcycle that costs $16,200, this motorcycle should have cruise control. It doesn't. Still, I do like the ability to purchase Ducati accessory hard luggage. That is something I would do if this bike was mine. Ergonomics on this motorcycle, I really like the high level of comfort the SuperSport S offers. The clip-on handlebars are nice and high. The seat is nice and low. This is a much more cozy sport bike to ride than a Panigale. And for someone who is a little bit older, who is a little bit less flexible, having this level of comfort is really nice. Now, while I like this old school Testastretta engine with its low end and mid-range torque, this engine configuration vibrates a crazy amount of vibration comes out of this engine. But to be fair, the vibration that this engine offers, it almost kind of feels smoothing. It almost talks to you when you're riding. The only gripe about it, though, is it absolutely completely clouds the vision from the rear view mirrors. And these mirrors are just a blurry mess when you're riding at 80 miles per hour on the freeway. Besides those few gripes, I really enjoy riding this Ducati SuperSport motorcycle. It has a bright LED headlight for riding after dark. It looks cool, it's very comfortable. It has touches of Ducati's old school motorcycle manufacturing engineering practices, yet still has some touches of its modern methodology. And if you're looking for a casual sport bike style motorcycle that pays homage to where Ducati's been and to where it's going in the future, you're gonna like this $16,200 Ducati SuperSport S. Well, folks, that's a wrap from our review of the Ducati SuperSport S motorcycle. Make sure to log on to motorcyclistonline.com. That's where all of my written content lives. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs it down, because we love hearing from the naysayers out there. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for taking a moment out of your day to ride with us.